Hello, and welcome to Insight, where we have the privilege of debuting our show, spotlighting Miss Lailah Lynn, the pop culture critic. Hi, Miss Lailah Lynn. So listen, protocol has been set, and I have a loaded question, okay? And so here we go. Where did you grow up? Give us a little bit about your family background and the type of person you were growing up.
Well, I grew up down south. I was born in Philadelphia and I lived in New York. But I would say overall, I grew up down south. And the type of person that I was growing up, I would say I was a very curious person. I was very nerdy in school, nerdy, but like fun, but at the same time, still nerdy. Like I made good grades. Academics was always important to me. But I feel like I blossomed after high school. Like I'm one of those people that was like a late bloomer.
I like that. Totally opposite of me, but we're not talking about. So, what was the atmosphere of your upbringing?
Well, I have two older sisters and one older brother. So I'm the youngest in the family. And they still refer to me as like their baby sister. Even though I'm an adult now, they still refer to me as their baby sister. So I won't say that I grew up spoiled. Like, the youngest sibling always has the stereotype of being spoiled. I don't think I grew up spoiled, but I definitely grew up with people to look up to, like my brothers and sisters, my mom and my dad. I definitely had people to look up to in my life.
So what does the day in life of Miss Lailah Lynn look like?
Well, a day in the life of Lailah Lynn, this is a typical day. My days vary, but a typical day, we'll say a weekday before the quarantine. I wake up, take my kids to school. They go to a school not far from here. And then I come home and work. The goal is to get in 8 hours of work. And so even though I'm technically like self-employed, I'm not employed at any other job per se. Like all of the revenue I have coming in is all from like self-employment. I still take it like very seriously. Like I still try to work at least 8 hours a day each and every weekday. I work weekends if I can. I feel like I have the type of job that's nonstop. So even if I work like while my kids are gone, I'll get my work done. And then even on the weekends or sometimes at night, because I'm covering celebrity news, sometimes stuff will still happen. So it's kind of like I always have to have like my ear to social media and stay abreast of what's going on social media, because when it comes to celebrity news, it's kind of like nonstop.
Okay, well, I've been convicted because I am working remotely, and listen, no one from my job is here, huh? I've been taking naps and let me get some sweets. So that focus is something that I'm definitely going to pull from. I think that's amazing.
I try to take naps when I need to, but at the same time, like I feel like what I'm doing, like the opportunity I have now is a blessing. So sometimes I'm so connected to it that I have to like literally tell myself like self-care is important. It's okay to take a nap. Like I have to convince myself it's okay to rest. You know what I mean? That's the issue I have.
So you're driven.
Yeah, I'm driven because I feel like what I do on social media didn't just come to me. Like I was on social media for years before what I was doing started to take off. So I feel like it's a blessing, and so it's a priority.
How did you become a pop culture critic?
Well, a pop culture critic, that's a title I give myself. I know a lot of people refer to me as a blogger, but when I look at what I'm doing and the path that I'm going on, I see myself more as a pop culture critic. And so that's the title I gave myself. And I noticed on social media, once you start calling yourself, like branding yourself by a certain title, it catches on. And so that's what I'm calling myself. And how I got to that is basically, I had been vlogging, like family vlogging. Like when I had my first daughter, I was doing like mommy daughter vlogs. But I started doing celebrity news. Like I just did one video out of the blue one day when Tamar Braxton got fired from the Real. I decided to just do a video and speak my mind because I watched like a lot of other bloggers. putting their 2 cents on it and saying what they think happened. So I said, let me just turn on my camera and do this.
I am so sad about this news. They say Tamar got fired from the Real. Got Tamar fired, which is sad, and it's kind of hard to believe because Vincent was an executive producer on the show, but he was not like the top executive producer. He would say Rachel Miskowick is the executive producer of the show. So I guess despite Vincent being on the executive producing staff, it just wasn't enough to keep her there.
I do have a background, like I have a degree in marketing, and then I have a graduate certificate in social media marketing. So when it comes to like search engine optimization, like titles, tags, thumbnails, the things that you do to make your videos, to optimize your videos for search engines, like the YouTube search engine or the Google search engine, behind the scenes, I did those things. Like I gave it a title with the keywords. I gave it tags with the keywords, even though I really didn't think people were going to watch, because I was only averaging maybe like 200 views a video. I still was putting my all into it. So I still did the things I needed to do behind the scenes, like when it comes to tags and things like that, and even file names. And so that first video I did on Tamar Braxton getting fired from the Real went viral. Right now it has like 100,000 views. Because like I said, I was just getting on YouTube speaking my mind. So it was kind of like a joke about a girl group. It was like a joke about a girl group. You know how girl groups break up or somebody leaves. And so when it started going viral, it surprised me. And I said, okay, let me go back and say something serious, because I almost felt bad about joking about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I went back and I made another video about the same topic, but this time I put some research into it. And I researched some behind the scenes, like 6 months before Tamar got fired, some news that came out saying that she might get fired. And so I put that into the video, and then I put into the video like some motivation, because I've lost a job before. So, gosh, I wish I could remember what Bible verse, but I put like a Bible verse in it, like, and this is the whole thing with Jesus, like, just cause it's almost like I don't want to say you have to be at your lowest, but I feel like the life of Christ was a pattern for us. And we see how, he was at his lowest. He was crucified before he was glorified. And so at the end of the video, I was saying, like, trying to motivate people, like, even if you've been fired, even if you feel like you've been crucified, that doesn't mean that you're not going to come up. You know what I'm saying? And so that video went viral, like over 1 million views. Like if you look on my channel today, that got over 1 million views. And so when that started happening and I started seeing that I was earning income from it, I said, okay, let me do this. Let me do this. And so that's how it got started.
I don't want to move to the next question too quick, because this answer that you just gave was totally loaded. Now, you're driven, number one, but a couple of things that you said that I want anyone that is watching to grasp hold to. You have the backing. Like, you didn't just say, oh, you know what? I want to be a vlogger. Like, you have degrees to back that gift or dream or passion that you have. So that's a note that you all need to take, whomever is watching. Follow your dreams and get that backing so that you can have the front end and the back end. And so you said that you went back and found out what was really going on with Tamar. Yeah. That was the meat of this whole thing. And then you added some encouragement. So that's what I'm talking about. So people listen, whomever is listening, especially if you desire to be a vlogger or a blogger or anything social media, get your backing, okay? Follow the steps of Miss Lailah Lynn, child. I love it. Okay, next question. What sparks you to research and cover a story?
Well, I like research, and then I also like solving mysteries. Like if a story feels like it's a little mystery there, like if it's not publicized exactly what happened, then that'll make me want to find out, okay, like what really happened? What's really going on? That's what kind of sparks me when the information is not out there yet. as to the truth and how we got to where we are now.
That's what makes it interesting. So you can give it from the rooter to the tutor.
To the tutor.
So, next question. What was one of the most memorable stories you covered and why?
Oh gosh. Other than, for me, the most memorable would be like my first story, the story with Tamar Braxton getting fired, because that started my career. But most recently, my most memorable would probably be the story I did on Cab Calloway and Janae Dubois. When she passed away, her daughter put on her birth certificate on her death certificate that her father was Cab Calloway.
Wow.
And so I ended up researching that. And because he was who he was and he traveled so much, it was just so much information coming up. Like when you look on Ancestry.com, you see all these travel documents from him taking boats back and forth to South America. And it was just so interesting to see, and to be able to see his family documents, her family documents, seeing travel documents that have the same date on him, same date for both of those people, and just kind of piecing together the puzzle was really interesting. Like it really interested me.
And if you guys are clueless to who Cab Calloway was, he's hottie, 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 hottie. So y'all look that up. Odie, odie, odie. Yes. I like it.
And that's the roots of hip hop right there, what you did. And you're a gospel artist, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so you know music. And that's the roots of hip hop. That hidey, hidey, hidey ho. And back then he used to call himself a hep cat. Like it wasn't hip. The word started off as hep, H-E-P. And he used to say he's a hep cat. And it's just funny how that turned into hip, like hip hop.
Because I always like watching his documentaries and just all African American things that have to do with music. I'm interested in that. Like Unsung.
Yes. Oh. Tell me what happened. Yes, I love Unsung.
I love it. Okay, so what legacy are you looking to leave to your children?
Well, I want my children to know that they can build their own businesses. That's the legacy. Even if they don't want to do anything in media, I just want them to know that they can be entrepreneurs. My mother was an entrepreneur. My father, I should say present tense. My mother is an entrepreneur. My dad is an entrepreneur. And so I feel like it's in our family blood, to go into business for yourself. And I just want my children to know that they don't necessarily have to, be hired somewhere to generate an income, that they can go into business for themselves. It might not be easy, but I want them to know that they have the ability to figure it out.
That's really good. I find that a lot of people, after they retire, they actually start doing what God placed in them initially. Yeah. I wanted to know, what is it that you want people to take away after watching you?
I want people to know that I work hard on every video that I do. Sometimes because I share my opinion, like I'll share the facts and then at the end I'll share my opinion. And sometimes because I share my opinion, people get confused sometimes. So I want them to know that when I say something is my opinion, I mean just that, it's my opinion. And also I want them to know that I work very hard to gather the facts before I even put anything on YouTube. That's what I would like them to know.
And it's your opinion. So you said that a couple of times. I just want to play with that a little bit. I know a lot of people are like, oh my God, did you hear? And she said it, blah, 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 blah. And sometimes it'll get you views and likes, or sometimes it's like, I can't believe they said that. What makes you stick a pin in that? Like, this is my opinion. Like, this is how I see it. What makes you really be passionate about that?
Sometimes I've noticed that I'll read comments on my videos and the comments are responding to me as if, like, let's say I make a video and I share my opinion. Like recently I made a video about a castmate on Real Housewives of Atlanta, and I shared my opinion regarding her marriage. And then people will comment, as if I'm lying on that person. Okay. And I always want to be clear. And whenever I'm sharing my opinion, I always say, this is my opinion. Sometimes I have to say it more than one time because sometimes, and I understand, you know, people who are watching YouTube videos, they might be washing dishes, they might be taking a shower, they might not hear everything that's said. So that's why I just want to make it very clear what my opinion is, so people can know, walking away from my video, what was factual and what was her opinion.
So it's her opinion, guys.
Right, and we're all entitled to our opinions. And that's, I guess that's the bigger point I'm saying, like we're all entitled to our opinions, you know?
I really do appreciate meeting you and being able to interview you. In a couple of weeks, I'm getting ready to take a journey that's going to be heavy. I'm going to start chemo because I diagnosed with breast cancer March 20th. And so I'm going to go into this journey with you. And you just gave me like a burst of energy, because when there is something in you to do, God just makes it available to you to just do it. Just do it, no matter what the circumstances. Just do it. And so I just keep hearing driven. I am stuck on that, and it's going to cause me to walk a little differently from this day forward.
Yeah.
You know, and when I come out of this treatment, I'm going to hit the pavement just running.
Well,
so.
You know, the transfer, it goes both ways. And you're definitely strong. I'm going to tell you this, to get that diagnosis on March 20th, and especially with what's going on in the world right now, and then for you to still be able to, you know, follow your dreams, like you still have your dreams and everything at the forefront. It's like I can see you're already driven, you know, I can see that strength.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Well, people, listen, like Miss Lailah Lynn, look her up, Pop Critic. And you know what? I admonish you all to go check out, if you can find that first interview that you did. I'm sure that there's some meat in that. And just find out where she began so that you can know who she is now. Don't miss it, child.
Yes, and so my website is lailahlynn.com, and I do have a course for people who want to be content creators. I do have a course on that. If you go to ytbloggeracademy.com, and we'll put the link. There's a link to my course. I created a course for people who want to blog about celebrity news, hot topics, and viral videos. And this is the thing. Like, I approach a lot of things from research, you know, because that's me. That's what I like to do. But one of the reasons I created my course is, you know, everyone has a point of view and a perspective, whether they want to present things in a comedic way or if they want to present things in whatever other way is natural to them. My course is kind of like telling you the foundation of how to get into it. If you want to share your voice and expand your platform, my course is telling you the foundation of how to do just that.
So listen, follow the link that we're going to put up here and get into it. Don't miss it. Yes. Don't miss it. During this virus, this COVID-19, there are some doors that were not open that God has opened. Walk in them, people. Walk in. Don't miss it, okay? Well, we love you guys, and we will talk to you soon. You will see us later, child. Yeah. All right?
I'm looking forward to it.
Here's a random question.
Okay.
What is your favorite song?
My favorite song, oh my goodness, what is my favorite song? I can tell you my favorite genre is R&B.
But you like R&B, just the groove of R&B.
Yeah, because I like love songs.
Miss Lailah Lynn, thank you so much for those nuggets that you deposited. How can I ever repay you? Now, you did say that your favorite genre was R&B. So I'd like to dedicate something to you. How did you get here? Nobody's supposed to be here. I tried that love thing for the last time. My heart says no. Nobody's supposed to be here. But you came along and changed my mind. Thank you, thank you, thank you.